Hey, I need to make this project run better. Currently it's garbage and makes my PC overheat. Did I mention that this is a university assignment? And if I fail, I have to resit the year, if that's even possible. Why am I here again? Okay, so a little background on the situation. Literally 2 months ago in September, I was given this project. It's a very simple physics simulation, and our goal is to optimize it, make it run better, and add a bunch of cool stuff. So, let's get into it. Also, only a small percentage of you guys are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe. Enjoy the video. Okay, so according to Google, optimizing is the process of modifying a system to make some aspects of it work more efficiently or use fewer or less. Basically, make it run better. Now, annoyingly, I have to follow this long-ass criteria grid to actually get marks. Technically, I can add features I want, but I should also keep to their guidelines. I think a good starting point is to not follow this and add in GUI. Okay, I know it looks like I'm trolling right now, but adding UI will allow me to display different stats, and then I can use that to compare the projects to see if I really made it faster and better. So adding in GUI turned out to be a bit of a pain this time. I ran into weird issues of it just being a single colour. Turns out just moving this line below this one fixed it. Of course it did. But I can now see the project stats in the scene, so like memory usage, CPU, FPS, the lot. Okay, so how do we actually make this run better? Okay, so right now there is 100 objects bouncing around, and each one needs to check if it's colliding with anything. This happens 100 times per object every frame. So 10,000 checks for all the objects. Do you get what I'm getting at? This is horrible, and this number is way too big. So we need to shrink it down. And a way of achieving this is using something called spatial partitioning. Basically, we grab the scene and divide it into 4 areas. Then, instead of having each object check if it's colliding against every object, we only check for collisions that are in the same region. That way, that 100 checks equals more like 25 now. And 2,500 checks total instead of 10k. And here we go. It looks the same. But the stats are better and it runs smoother, so technically it is more optimized. Hey, so that stuff we just did, I need to scrap it. Let me explain. So that long criteria grid I mentioned earlier does want me to implement this spatial partitioning. So that part I did right. But if I want more marks, I need to use something called octrees to do this. Now, I have no idea what octrees are, I don't know how you make them, and I have no clue where to start. So, I'm going to do something I haven't done for ages. I'm going to the library. Alright, so I made it to the library. Let's search for octrees in this tablet thingy, because it's fancy. Right, so I ended up finding octree stuff, but it's all accessible online, and that doesn't really help right now. So, let's go to the other library. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little overwhelmed here, but I did find the C++ book, which did in fact have a part about octrees. It also had the answers, so that's good. Thanks to this newly acquired knowledge, I implemented an octree class, got it working, and now the project is perfect. Well, almost perfect, because I ran into 100 different issues, and this project wouldn't run for like 2 days straight. But it's all good now. Now, you may be wondering, what is this octree thing then? Well, it's basically like a structure that helps partition the scene. Similarly to that other method, it will divide the space into smaller regions. But rather than just 4 regions, it keeps going until it reaches a number that we can set. So essentially, we end up with something that looks like this. And it means that the number of checks is even lower than 25. And just generally this method is better, plus I get more marks. Before we continue, if you ever have wanted to make your own game and learn programming, then today's sponsor, GameMaker, is the answer. Okay, so I'm going to try and create a game in GameMaker in just 1 minute while I talk to you about it. GameMaker is a friendly game engine for both beginner and advanced users. It can be used to make cross-platform games for desktop, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and more. Okay, I'm gonna draw a cute mouse. It has been used to make successful games such as Undertale, Hotline Miami, and Hyper Light Drifter. GameMaker also has no level of entry, meaning that anyone can get started making games. Alright, looks pretty cute. Something I really like is that everything you need to make games is right in the engine. You won't ever need any third-party software. This includes having the ability to create sprites, make animations, and edit scripts, all within GameMaker. Okay, I'm gonna make the mouse move when I click it. You don't even have to write a line of code if you don't want to, as GameMaker lets you also make logic with drag and drop. And if you ever get stuck, then don't worry, because GameMaker has a ton of tutorials, videos, and other resources waiting to rescue you from any tricky situation. Plus, there is a massive community behind GameMaker that can be found on their forum, Discord, and even subreddit, where you can chat with other fellow GameMaker users. Okay, so 1 minute is over, and now when I click the mouse, it changes position, and little hearts appear. So pretty good in just a minute. You can try GameMaker for free right now by clicking the link in the description below. Now let's continue. Okay, so another aspect of this assignment is memory management. So I decided to create a new class called Memory Pool. What it does is it allows me to pre-allocate memory, which essentially makes managing memory stuff A, faster, and B, more efficient. To really break this down, instead of repeatedly asking the operating system for memory, the program reuses memory from the pool. This reduces delays and prevents fragmentation, especially here since objects are created and destroyed often. With this in place, it also means I can override new and delete. In C++, whenever you create a new object, you will use this expression new. What we can do is make our own version and implement this memory pool. Oh, and specify how many megabytes we want to use. This again is faster and good. Yeah. Without boring you too much, I ended up adding other techniques like a footer and header file, for managing previous and next allocations, a walking the heap function, etc. Okay, one of the biggest things I need to add to optimize this project is multithreading. Right now the entire thing is running on one thread. So by adding more threads, theoretically we can speed the application up. 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, maybe even 20 times. Adding multithreading is actually very easy in C++. I import std_thread, create said thread, I will use a list for easy management in my case, and then I can have it call whatever function I want. For this project I will have each thread manage a different chunk of objects. So I need to work out how many objects should be used per thread, and I can use this simple equation to do that, loop through it and create the threads. Oh, and at the end I need to join the threads and clear them too. Now, you can't see a change, but it is using multiple threads. See? And it is faster, so that's cool. So this means that I can now submit the project and wait for my grade. So it's been like 3 weeks now, I think, and I still haven't gotten the grade. So when I get it, I will post it in the comments because I want to release this video, I don't want to have to wait any longer. But that is the end of the video. I ended up cutting out a bunch of other stuff I did, because not gonna lie, it was kind of boring. But if you want a more in-depth video, let me know. Maybe I'll post something on the second channel. So thanks for watching guys, I'd really appreciate it if you were to subscribe and leave a like. And make sure to check out GameMaker today, there is a link in the description below and you can start making your own games literally right now, so go. Alright, bye!